Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get the updates. Very excited for today's video. It's a local beer, and it's Tuesdays, and on Tuesday, and on Tuesdays, I test my palate. I drink something out of my norm, and this is an amber ale, and I think, if I remember correctly, it was just called Amber Ale, but if it has a proper name by the brewery, I'll put it in the title, so the title will be correct. But if you didn't watch last week's video, I did the same thing last week. I ended up getting 2 growlers at Wolf Hollow and try to pick styles that I don't drink a lot of, so I could do these on Tuesdays. And just again, like not even like just for the beer reviews, but just like for my own enjoyment, just drink something different than I typically drink. And I used to drink a lot of amber ales, and it was a style I really liked. And then there was just so many other styles to choose from, and I haven't revisited it in a while. And it's cool, just local brewery. It's actually, I don't think I mentioned this last week. I think it's the first local. No, I had gone to Brown's for a wedding, so it was the second brewery in the capital region of New York that I ever went to. First I ever went to my wife. How about that? There you go. There's something. It was a first with my wife. All right. So does it have like a nice somewhere like yellow, or not yellow, sorry, orange, maybe hints of red, but it's mostly orange in there, or an amber color. Decent carbonation. I mean, it's been in the growler. At time of review, we went, was it last Wednesday? So maybe five or 6 days. So pretty good carbonation, for how long it's been in the growler and all that. But yeah, definitely nice looking beer. Not much headed, at least right now when I'm putting my finger to it to see. Little bit in the center and then more on the sides. It's an off-white color. Let's see about the aroma. One of the things I'm really enjoying, if you are new to my channel, for whatever reason, I typically drink beers that are relatively high ABV. It seems to be what I gravitate towards. What I really appreciate about beers like this is you can smell the fermentation easier, than some big double IPA, triple IPA, bourbon barrel aged, whatever. I love that stuff. But you do kind of miss out on some of like the quote unquote magic of beer, right? And you kind of, I get that. I get saltine cracker, a little bit of sweetness. It's like a light, like bready caramel kind of a sweetness. Yeah, I'm getting more and more of salt, and it's so specifically saltine cracker. It's not Ritz cracker. It is that I made soup and I'm crushing up some saltine crackers to put into it. So it's delicate, but there's some nice, aromas going on. And there's some kind of a light fruit note. It's hard for me to pinpoint. Again, the whole point of these, Tuesday videos is trying to push myself. It's not apple, it's not pear, it's not tropical. It's almost like just like generic fruitiness. It's interesting. But man, this fermentation in this saltine cracker, I'm loving it. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. A little bit sweeter in the taste than the aroma led on. The saltine crackers, they're less than I got in the aroma, but there's like this crackery malt piece. It's not molasses, but there's this, it's almost, no, yeah, not molasses. It's almost, okay, so there's a kiss of orange. And here's a descriptor I don't think I've ever said before. It's like orange marmalade, but you took out a lot of the orange taste that orange marmalade has. So if that makes sense. So I guess like some like, I guess what that's getting to is there's the little bit of orange, but then how the sweetness is there. It's not full on like syrup or anything like that, but it is a little bit of a reduced sugar taste. So not that you want full on simple syrup, like you mix the equal parts sugar and water and boil it, right? You didn't full on make syrup, but it does have a little bit of extra, like, not just raw sugar, not brown sugar, not full on caramel, but yeah, like almost like that jelly, that marmalade sugar in addition to the fruit. It's really interesting. And again, the whole point of these videos, is to get me to, I don't have a nice, I might have said this last week's video too, like for amber ales, I don't have a vocab bank, so like it really is interesting to like, it's some familiar flavors, but it's like not ones I discuss often, so it's like trying to pull like, what is that familiar flavor? In the aroma, I specifically said not apple or pear. In the taste, I do get a little bit of both of those as well. So it is some of like the fruity, like when I'm still gonna go generically fruity, like fruity esters is probably the better way of saying it. But there is a kiss of that as well, and then there's this other thing, and that marmalade note is part of it, but there's still this other piece that I'm just, man, I'm having the hardest time identifying. What's that in Earl Grey tea? And it is like a little bit of citrusy thing. It's like a little tea, a little black tea into the English breakfast tea. I won't be able to pull the name of that thing that's in it, but it's that thing that you add to that tea. That is the other thing. Oh, glad I didn't stop reviewing it. Turn the camera off and come up with that off camera. Yeah, it's really good. I haven't even talked about if I like it or not. I like it. I think I said the same thing last week's video. And part of it, again, is just typically these bigger beers I'm drinking, ABV-wise. I'm super excited to finish this. I'll probably split with my wife as we eat dinner. Like, it has its own flavors, but also I think it'll just complement and not overpower what we're going to have for dinner, So, like, that's also something I'm excited about this beer for, is it stands up on its own. It's like when we were at the brewery, we ate and we did a flight, and we were sipping the flight, drinking some water as we were eating our dinner. And I kind of like that. I really like that experience. Beautiful place. And I kind of like that. We're going to replicate it at home tonight. But yeah, have you had this beer before? Anything from Wolf Hollow? Have you had an amber ale lately? Are you like me, where you used to drink it a lot and you haven't had it much lately? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.